My name is Connor Morgan, and I'm John's best friend. I've known John since the 3rd grade. We played football together and went to Mid Valley Elementary. After that, we went to middle school at Union Middle School, and me and John, we became best friends about in the 9th grade. Started hanging out every day. I'd be here every day hanging out with him and his family, with Bonnie and Asia, and I know his dad, John James Delaney II, very well. What I can say about John was the most amazing person I ever knew in my life. Most outgoing person you'll ever meet. He talked to anybody. I say this all the time, and he didn't care about your social class, whether you're a loser, a nerd, whatever. It didn't matter. He'd talk to you and make you feel wanted. And I just don't have enough good things to say about John. He got you out of your comfort zone. He was so intelligent. He was good looking. Just everything about John, I just admired everything about him, and he was my best friend, and I love him and I miss him, and every time I saw John, I'd give him a big old hug, and just the biggest hug ever, and he knew how much I loved him and how much he loved me, and it's just heartbreaking that he's gone now, and I just don't know what a world without John is, really. It's hard to cope with, and to know that when I grow older and I have kids, they'll never know their Uncle John, and that breaks my heart. But I'll tell them who John was and what he stood for, and just I'd like to say a couple of stories too about John. So me and John, we went through a few things when we were younger to learn our way, and he went off to college, and I stayed in Salt Lake, and he went to the Utah State. He came back, he transferred to the U, and we started reconnecting. And one of my favorite stories about John, so John one night was like, hey, let's go to this Crimson party. And I'm like, okay, let's go. I don't really dance, but I guess I'll go with you because you want to go. So we go there. And they tell us at the Crimson party, they're like, you have to be a student at the U to get in. So I'm like, okay, John, let's just go. Let's go, because I'm not a student, He's like, no, dude, fuck that. We're getting in there. We're getting into this dance. I was like, okay, whatever, and I had another friend with me, and John gave that friend his ID at the U. He got in with it, and John was like, meet me at the fence. I'm getting into. John gets his ID, and then he gets his ID off of his phone for me to get in. So all three of us get in there. And John's dancing, he's completely sober, just dancing in front of everybody, fist pumping, just having the time of his life, shirt off, sweating everywhere, just loving it. And, that's not me. I don't really dance. I feel uncomfortable dancing. And John goes up to this girl and he's like, hey, do you want to dance? And she's like, I do, but I have a friend. John says, Connor, get over here. So I get over there and I dance with this girl, and that was something that was really special about John. He got you out of your comfort zone, and he lived life to the fullest always. And you'll never meet somebody like John ever. Also, he was just the most intelligent person I knew. Like, here's a story I like from back we were in like 8th grade in science class. We're all pretty tired. And John asks the teacher a question, and the teacher doesn't even know what to answer. She's like, to be honest, John, I don't even know what to tell you. I don't have an answer for your question. And everybody in the class just looked at John like he was crazy. And that's just how smart he was, that he was just so much smarter than everybody else that he kind of sounded stupid when in all reality he was just smarter than everybody else. And I just loved everything about John. He was just so outgoing. He loved everybody. Everybody loved him. And just I don't have anything negative to say about John ever. He's my best friend, and I'm glad for every moment I ever spent with him. And I wish I could spend more, but I know he's with all of us watching over us. And I can't wait to see him again one day, and I just love the man he was. So I love you, John.